Hello, and welcome to the Daily Gas for March 7th, 2025, called Conference Room by Philip Newman. Normal Sudoku rules apply. German whispers, digits in cells directly connected by a line must differ by at least 5. So, what does that mean? Well, if we take a look here, we have these green lines that run throughout the grid. I guess we have our conference room, we have our table and our chairs. 5 is a special digit on German whisper lines because 5, when differed by at least 5, gives you 0 on the low end and 10 on the high end. So, what happens is it splits the set of digits 1 to 9 into a set of low digits, which can go on the German whisper, and a set of high digits, which can go on a German whisper. Any low digit will map to one or more of the high digits when differed by at least 5, and the same is true vice versa. So if we see a low digit on the line, we know that the 2 next to it, or up to 2 next to it, are going to be high. Then the ones next to that will be low, high, low, high, so on and so forth. It lends itself quite nicely to color coding if you color code the lows and the highs, though we won't be doing that most probably in today's video. And actually, before we even jump into it, because I've taken some time just right now, it looks like we have X windmill, and this is a great opportunity for me to address a comment that I had gotten I don't even remember, it must have been like a week or so back. So just as a note, I do read every single one of your comments. Even if I don't respond to every single one of your comments, I am reading them, and I always appreciate the comments, as uh, as Kraken the Cryptic would say, especially when they're kind. But one comment stood out to me, and they mentioned the whole X windmill thing, or what I like to call X windmill. Some people call it rotational sums. The whole idea of using the rotational symmetry of the Sudoku to solve it. Um, and the person who commented, I'm sorry I can't remember who it was right off the bat, but they said that it wasn't logical to use the rotational symmetry. And I would like to challenge not just them on that, but anyone who thinks that I'm doing a pattern thing. I like to challenge you on that. There's a very interesting thing called Girth's theorem, and I'm sure if you look it up, you'll find some information on it. And it talks about how you can use symmetry in the way that clues are placed to actually solve the puzzle. Anything that you could logically solve in one way will give you the rotationally symmetric or mirrorly symmetric or whatever way to solve it. So I think certainly we'll be applying that today, and hopefully, I can convince you, or if that's not the case, you can convince yourself that it is logical to use girths. Anyways, all of that rambling to say those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right. Like I said, lots of rambling here, but let's see what we can't do from it. 7. So right off the bat, 7, I don't know why I didn't just jump to 6 and 4, but we'll get to that in a second. 7 has to have 1 or 2. This has to be 1. 3, rotationally symmetric to that, will be 9, because it has to be 8 or 9, so it must be 9. Now, what was I saying about 4 and 6? 6 and 4 are special digits on German whispers, because 6, when differed by at least 5, only ever yields 1, so you can only ever have a 1 next to a 6. And the same thing with 4, it only ever yields 9. Then, then, aha, so again, we have to think about lows and highs. So next to 2, it must be 7, 8, or 9, just not 6, right? But we've already used 9, so it must be a 7, 8 pair, 7, 8. That means this must be 3, 2 there by the same exact logic, looking at the low digits. This being high, 3, of course, it has to be 9, and similar here, this has to be 1 because it cannot be 4 as a low digit, because 4, like we said, requires 9 next to it. So can this be 6? We know it has to be a high digit, right? If we oscillate, it has to be a high digit. Can't be 7, it can't be 8 by Sudoku. If it was 6, it would have to have double 1, which for a few reasons that doesn't work. So then this must be 9. By the same logic, this must be 1 over here, symmetrically. Then this has to be high. It could be 7 with 2. Oh, well, actually, no matter what, this has to be 2. Because the only options for low digits are 1, 2, 3, or 4. It can't be 1 or 3, so it must be 2 or 4. If it's 4, it would require 9. It can't be 9, so it must be 2. Similarly, this will have to be 8. Then, this could be 4 or 3, either allowed, but this could only be 1 or 2. 4, 6 pair. How does that help us? This has to be low. It has to be high. If it's high, Oh, this is easy. This has to be a high digit. It can't be 6, 7, or 9, so it must be 8. Um, here, symmetrically, this must be 2. Um, so this has to be 2 or 3. This has to be 1, 3, or 4. It has a lot of options. All right, there has to be something I'm missing here. Obviously, 5 is going to go here. 5, 5, 4, 6. Oh, we're roped. We're roped here. So this has to be 279. And 318. 279. This can't be 2. We knew that for a couple reasons. 79. Oh, this can't be 7. Because if this is 7, this has to be 1 or 2, which means it must be 9. Which means this is 2, 7. This has to be 1 for the same reason. This has to be 3 or 4. If it's 4, this is 9. That's fine. Six or 7. If it's 7, this has to be 8. Can't believe I missed the roping there. All right, let's do some Sudoku. Oh, wow. Right when I say that. 1. This is 1 or 2. And we have a pair here. All right, well, 1, we do get 9. So let's do that. 2s. We already knew this was 2, 7 because of the roping. 2, oh, well, here's an easy one. Can 2 go next to 1? No, so this must be 2. Similarly, this must be 8. All right, we're left with, oh, but the 2 resolves the 2, 7. And the 8 resolves the 3, 8. So now, what that means is, let's look at 3s. All right, and then 4, we only have 1 4 to work with and 1 6, just the same. So, sorry, what high digit is this? This is 6, and what low digit is this? This is 4. Let's just finish out the rest of the row here. So now, this has to be 1, this has to be 9, only option. 7, 6, and 3. So then, where does 3 go? 3 has to go here. 7 has to go here. 3 here leaves us with an X-wing. 6, 7. Oh, 7, 7, 6, 7. 4, 3. 4, 6, 6, 4. Where does the 5 go in this column? 5 here, 6 here, 5 here, 4 here. That's something we weren't looking at. 5 can't go on the German whisper line, so 5 here and here. Let's double check, make sure. All right, looks clean. So then we get 3 here, 7 here, 5, 4, 7, 8. Oh, this can't be 4 or 7. This couldn't have been 4 anyways by German whisper, so this is 8. This is 7, 4. Similarly, 2, 6, 3. Then from the box we need 6 and 4 and 4 and 6. And we are missing 8 and 9. 8, 9, 2, 1. From here we need 4 and 2 and 7. And here we need 6 and 8. And why I avoided this is a 3 in the corner in 7 minutes and 48 seconds with Conference Room by Philip Newman. So hopefully this puzzle was a good example of how symmetrically placed clues, if as long as they are actually are symmetrical themselves, like German whispers are, you can use those to essentially only have to solve half of the grid, and the other half is just kind of given to you. So as always, hopefully you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.